Hi, this is Kathy. Just wanted to run a short intro on this. I am doing my shore pour, and I'm sure you've seen some pictures on it on my group. But right now, I'm putting a second layer of the resin on, and I'm going to go live for that. But I did want this intro a little bit to come out there to tell you what it was I was doing. This is the first time that I've actually use the resin on paintings like this, so this is new to me too, and I find that you really use your mistakes as a learning tool. So I just wanted to tell you, don't be afraid to make mistakes and count on it. And basically your mistakes is really where you learn. You don't learn anything by doing it right the first time, because once you're done with it, you know, somebody will say to you, well, what'd you do to get that? Well, I'm not real sure, but it turned out nice, so hey, I'm okay with it, you know. But you haven't really learned anything. You learn by making your mistakes and by correcting those mistakes, and then you know what you did to get what you got. You know, practice over and over and over. So the real key to this is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to not turn out right, and but keep trying and keep doing something different so that it turns out like you want it to turn out. Then you know what you've done to get what you've got. So it's important to do that. Like I said, the resin is a new tool for me. I did put a coat of resin over these, and they are beautiful. I love it. I actually poured the paint first, and then I poured resin and actually did some of the white in the resin so that it would be almost three-dimensional and layered on top of one another. This is the first coat of resin that I have on it. It's gorgeous. It looks like it's wet. I know you can't see it in the pictures that I show you, but in person it's absolutely stunning. But there were some areas that did not adhere to the canvas. It coated the canvas, but it just like separated from it. And my suspicion is that it was some type of oils, maybe where I grabbed the canvas or something like that. I'm going to go over it with another layer of the resin. It should adhere fine this time, I'm hoping. Here I'm learning, because what the first layer did, even though it didn't lay like the other resin, and you can actually see the texture of the canvas, my suspicion is that it did seal it, so that this time it will adhere to the piece and hopefully turn out just wonderful. But I'm very excited about these pieces. I can't wait to get the frame around them and to actually get them on my wall, because my husband's wanted to put paintings up on this wall because it's a large wall and it's like empty. And he's like, well, we could put this painting up, we could put that painting up. And I'm like, no, I have that saved for something. I had it up here. I knew what I wanted to put there, but I needed time to be able to get everything else in order. And right now on the house, I'm actually putting the jewelry up, so to speak, because we just put all the light fixtures in, and now the paintings will go where I want. I have hung some paintings, but I will change them out with something different, because I do have something in this brain of mine that I do want it to look a certain way. So this is the fun part. So I just wanted to kind of go through this with you. If you have any questions about resin, or you've ever thought of trying resin, I would say it's well worth it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful look afterwards, and I definitely will be doing this again. So I really do need to learn how to do it with perfection. When I get done, I'll know what works and what doesn't work, and it makes for a really stunning high-end look on a painting. So bear with me. Hopefully enjoy the lives on this, and the photos and everything. If you do have a question, just leave me a question. If I don't know the answer, I'll find out. So thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Oops, got this. I'm not used to this fangled stuff. Hi everybody. Just thought I would do a video on this, just to let you know that this is the second layer of resin that I'm going to put on these, and it is because there's some areas that didn't really complete on the edge here, and it just goes down to the canvas. I think maybe when I grabbed it, the oil from my skin just kind of makes the resin repel from that area. So I've just got a few spots that I'm going to do. I'm going to try to patch those spots. If not, I'll be putting on a third layer over the whole thing. So let's see, where is my thing? I have mixed my resin 50-50 with A and B, with the resin and the hardener, and I have a light on so that I can see those reflections of those areas that need this. And I am just going to like go over these areas and see if I can really kind of get an area in there that will look, the area has full coverage and it's not leaving the ridge, I hope. I hope. And I'll take the blow dryer and you know, do out those areas too. Oh, here's a little one. And get some heat on there. So this is the first time that I've done resin on a painting, so I'm learning as I go along, and I think that's what you have to do to really kind of learn the process. And here comes my vacuum cleaner. I can hear it. It's probably going to knock at my door here. So just ignore it. Because it's used to coming in. And I've got the door closed. Okay, there's an area. Let me see if I, maybe. Well, I think I figured out what the heck I did. It still has those little areas. It looks like a dry patch in that. I don't know how to look once it dries. I'm kind of sorry I put the second layer on like this. But I did learn. And I think actually what I did wrong is I remembered that I put silicone in the paint, and I actually forgot to wash the silicone and clean the paint before I put the resin on. So I think that's why I ended up with those patches. So no, not to do that. And like I say, you learn more with your mistakes than you do if it just turns out right. You think, well, that went great. I'm not sure what I did, but, you know, it looks good. So you move on to the next thing, and you really never know what you did to get what you got. So I definitely know that you do have to wash the silicone off of the paint, because I put paint on first, and I did use silicone in the colors. So I'm thinking that's why it probably did it. I thought it was my oils from my skin, but once I thought about that, and I thought, well, I didn't clean that off because I forgot I put silicone in it. So no, not to do that. And I'm hoping it'll still look good, and that any raised areas maybe will look like water. So I'm still hopeful I will use these because they are a first. And so I keep them to remind myself what not to do. So, and I think they will look really beautiful on the walls. So hopefully if you do use resin and you can learn from me, that's great. So happy crafting and arting, and let's go out there and do something. So next time I will know. And I am going to use it again because it looks absolutely stunning. So go out there and create.